see what happened to Israel. They took over most of the stuff, and then there's West Bank, and then there's the Gaza area. Now, since 2000, you see how fragmented the Palestinian areas are and how large Israel has gotten. Jerusalem was supposed to be international. I was born in Jerusalem, and maybe I can quickly tell you that our house was in no man's land. And that's a very dangerous place to be because you have bullets going from both sides, and it's very hard to go and get food because either side suspects you of spying or will shoot you. So one night, an apartment of 4 floors was blown up by the Jewish people so they could fire and see more clearly the Arab people. And when that blew up, we were sleeping in our home. So all our windows were shattered, everything fell, and we could not stay in that house any longer because it was closer than the road is to our house, how close it was, and dynamited. So we had to leave, and right where our house was became Mandelbaum Gate, which wasn't a gate, it was barbed wire. And that's where from 48 till 67, Arabs and Jews or international people, United Nations people, would cross from one part of Jerusalem to the other. After the 67 war, when Jerusalem became one city, that barbed wire was taken and they didn't need it, and they raised the house that we lived in because that again was a hindrance. And when I was there with the group in August, there's just one rock that says Mandelbaum Square. So, anyway, and now all Jews, and for a long time, from 48 to 67, the Jewish people could not go to the Wailing Wall, and that was a very big problem for them. So as soon as 67, Jerusalem became one of the main things they wanted to do was go to the Wailing Wall. And of course the Wailing Wall is part of that whole complex where the temple is, where the mosque is, and so on. Now, one of the problems that are confronting the people, or let's say the things that are very upsetting, is the wall that is being built. We were all so happy when the Berlin Wall came down, and our title is Breaking Down the Walls, but I'm not sure we can break down this wall because it is 26 to 30 feet high, and unfortunately it is breaking people from their home and their agricultural lands. My friend in Bethlehem, his garden is gone. I mean, there is no reason and there is no payment for the land they grab as they are building the wall. And it's not a low wall that you could see over. It's from 26 to 30 feet high, and they like to call it separation barrier. But for the Palestinians, it is a wall of apartheid, it is a wall of tears, like they say, and welcome to the ghetto. And there are checkpoints, and there are gates that you have to go through. You can't just walk in and out the wall. And it's very heavily monitored, and there's electrical things, and you see the towers. Checkpoints take a long time to go through. And you have to wait in line, you have to have a pass with you to get through a checkpoint. Women who are pregnant sometimes have the hardest time. Children who go to school and teachers are usually late, but you know, people are creative. Teachers decide, okay, we're late, they get the students and they start teaching them class while they're waiting at a checkpoint. So there are ways to go around all kinds of handicaps. But this shows you how long the line is. And when we spoke with the hospital administrator, he said, I beg them, I have to go. There is no exception. Doctors, administrators, students, teachers. Another problem, now we have the wall, the checkpoints, is home eviction. And with ICAD, Angela Godfrey, she took us around and showed us. These people are in Sheikh Jarrah. They were on television beginning August last year, before we left on the trip. And we saw them when to be evacuated, around 5 o'clock in the morning, about 100 soldiers, policemen they say, dressed in black came, broke the door, and gave them half an hour to evacuate their beds and the building. They moved across the street, that's their house, they moved across the street under an olive tree. They were there for they are still there. And besides them, 5 more homes have been evicted in that area. In the Silwan area, which is another area not far from here, there are 200 people who are afraid that they will have to be evicted or their homes demolished. As they are going out,